Right, so it's time to spray the seat up properly. Now everything's dry. Doesn't take long. Just been mixing up a few bits and pieces. So the first thing we're going to do is spray up, obviously check your flow, the seat. Now the MIG ejection seat is basically a neutral grey, a fairly dark grey. So I'm going to use a real dark grey that I have in the mil-spec collection for this. So I'm just going to blow it on. And build it up. I mean, there are places I'm going to pick out by hand in a little while. So we haven't got to be too bad, and it's also going to be dry brushed. So we haven't got to be too perfect with it, but we like to get a good covering. And again, I don't know if you can see how well that shows up on this camera, but you can see there are dark edges already, depth to it, all because we've sprayed it in black to begin with. Making sure you get in every little piece of nook and cranny. Don't forget to use your references. Mr. Google is brilliant for those. So that's basically the seat work sprayed. But we're going to come round again in a minute and do some other bits just to check to see what else is grey. Doesn't look like a lot of it is, so sorry, I'm just studying the instructions at this present time. Yep, all looking good, so we can go on. I'll change the paint. Ready to paint up the pads that are going in there, and we'll go from there. We'll catch you in a minute. Right, so we've got the seat all painted or sprayed up, ready. Time to detail her up with a bit of paint first, and then give her a dry brush. So that's what we're now going to do. Right, brush I'm going to use is a 000. I could use that one. No, I'll tell you what, we use a little bit smaller one for this because we've got to do some better detailing. This is a 50, so this should help a lot with the detail work we're going to do. First of all, we need to pick out some bits and pieces on the unit itself. Just need to get some quick paint. I like the insides of my planes to ping, if you like. Now, the only drawback that I can see with Alclad 2 is, I mean, detail work for spraying full aircraft, for doing metal work, for all your main colours, then mil-spec is fantastic, and so is Alclad 2 metal work. With Alclad, it's very difficult to hand brush, especially detail work. Yeah, you can hand brush it onto a main aircraft to build it up without any issues, but to actually do detail work, it's not really feasible. Something which in the future I hope we're going to look at, or the guys at Alclad are going to look at, and get from there. But what it is at the moment, I'm still using acrylics for detail work, and basically going to show you how I'll detail the seat up and get that painted and ready. Just using acrylic paints, general acrylic stuff. So we'll have a nice pale grey first to counteract the dark. Now As you can see, that bottle's under pressure. I don't know why. Give it a quick clean through. Normally I wouldn't put that much paint out, but for some reason that came out fairly fast, but never mind. Right, get rid of the big brush, little brush. There she is. This I bought from my local hobby store. So we'll go on. Right. First thing we do, load the brush and get the brush sorted. Check your instructions for your colouring and have a look. So that hood is a lighter colour, a nice light grey. So we'll fill that all in. On the outside. Then on the inside. And we'll get that all in nicely. Then we have a couple of small bits along the sides, which are the light grey. Just having a quick tap over, just to detail her up just that little bit. Just makes it look interesting. Same with this side. Putting her through. Making her look good like that. Okay. We'll have a quick clean of the brush. And we'll have a red. Just for a couple of the switches, so just a touch basically. All we're going to do is just do one or two of the switches just to get some interest in there. It's not much, but just that little bit of more detail to our model makes a lot of difference. So all coming together. That's it. Alright, I'll get rid of that red for now. Call for some black, so give it a little bit of black. Far too much, but there you go. Check my references. Okay. Just gonna check my references again, and then in the, it says gloss black. This isn't exactly gloss, it's more of a satin, and it should help a little bit just to back it down. I'm trying to get in all the areas that you need to. So she's there. Okay. Give a bit more of the detail on the top, which we can give a little coat. I have been using reference photos as well, so there are a lot of different styles of this. This is just one we're going to do. Take the black off, put a little bit more on grey in, as we best it up. This is what you do. If you make a mistake, it doesn't matter, because you can just Make it right. That's what model's about. Right, we've got some switches. We'll have one in black, just to liven it up just that little bit. We then got a little bit of yellow. So a little bit of yellow. Again, this is just for that switch. Just so that's got some colour there. That looks great. Okay. Right, now for the little bit of metalwork. So this is the time I'm with for metalwork. I don't use alclads if I'm detail working, simply because they're not really designed for the brushing. We're literally just going to pick out the ram. See that? Right. Just touch of silver onto one of those. Little touch on the top. So just to add a little bit of detail. That's all we're doing. You're building it up. At the end of the day, this is going to have seat belts on in a minute as well, which is really going to liven it up. But we'll just do another bit more black on the sides. You'll never see this when this is in, but it's the same old story. We know it's there. Right, so that's the basic detail work done. Nothing hard, just picking out bits and pieces just to brighten her up a little bit. Then we come to one of my favourite parts, which is the dry brushing. Now, there are different ways of doing this, obviously. This is the way I do it. Just remember, metals stick. I use metals for my dry brushing because I like the ping. Few people think it's a bit heavy. They like to use greys. Fine, your decision. I use metals, but just be very careful because they do go very, very far. We're just trying to give the model just that little bit of detail so we can do what we're doing and it looks nice and worn, which all Russian aircraft are. Now, don't know how well that'll pick it up as usual, but you can see we're got a nice ejection seat going on there. So it's time to do the PE. So we'll put this paint away so we don't get messed up, and we'll be back.